Good morning, everyone. On behalf of Benjamin, Siobhan, and I, we would like to acknowledge your presence today, as well as the many others who came to pay their respects to our father last night. We're truly moved by the shared sorrow and support we've received over the last few weeks. And this gathering, which includes family, friends, colleagues, associates from Hong Kong and around the world, especially those who flew all the way over, represents the many facets of Dad's remarkable life. Remarkable, a word that I saw and I heard used by many of you. Dad's friend Eddie described Dad as a truly remarkable person. And on the back of the memorial leaflet, you'll see a poem by Robert Burns, one of Dad's favorite poets. This simple tribute captures his quiet integrity. He was honest, knowledgeable, generous, and a wise and grounded voice for anyone who sought him out, regardless of age or generation. He's known to us by many names: Dad, Uncle Ken, Wai Uncle, Gay Nan, Wai San, Dr. Ken Wei, Sami Sok, Sok Gong, Yi Zheng, and I'm sure many others. And we received so many touching messages of condolence, both written and spoken, that confirm the central truths that he was a loving brother, a special uncle, a role model of decency, knowledge, and composure, and overall a kind, gentle, thoughtful man. He set an example of a life lived by principle over tradition or expectation. But Dad also had his quirks that were uniquely his. Some of you may have observed some of the quirks. He had a prodigious memory. He could recite poetry, both English and Chinese, learned from decades ago. He could recount guest economics lectures from his graduate days. He could talk history for hours. And one time he threw away my A-level chemistry textbook and proceeded to teach me organic chemistry from scratch, with nothing at hand. He was a man committed to excellence in all the big things, but also endearingly messy at the edges. We remember how his shirts and his jumpers would bunch up over his shoulders because he'd yank them down at the front and forget the back. Something that Mum would gently or not so gently scold him about. And he had this wonderful cheeky look, knowing grin, and his head would tilt to the side and he would shake his head. Dad and I also shared a similar wry humor. We'd find the absurd in certain situations. We'd be amused at our own folly. I often caught his eye across the table or across the room. We'd exchange a knowing smile, a guilty look, maybe raised eyebrows, oops, and hold in a chuckle. A mutual acceptance that life isn't perfect. And that shared smile is one of the things I miss most already. I'd like to share something personal that speaks to him as my dad. Just the other week I rediscovered this scroll that used to hang on the back of my door. And I had picked it out as a little girl. I hadn't set eyes on it in about 30 years. It had fallen behind stuff. And back then, I didn't really know what it meant. It speaks beautifully of a father's guidance. You guided me, but yet let me go my own way. You set a fine example as you patiently taught me your lessons in life. For me, Dad's love, it was a profound act of trust. He showed me the value of hard work, of knowledge, but his greatest gift was the freedom to follow my own path. I remembered the times I considered leaving a stable career, deciding to leave and set up and work in South America, or go and travel solo. Some would say recklessly. And sure, he asked my motivations. He worried like any parent would about my safety, and he listened to my doubts. But he never once told me not to go, as much as he probably wanted to. He trusted that experience was the best teacher. It was only after I did all these things, and afterwards when I dived into a new world of social impact, organic farming, climate change, yoga, that our conversations truly took off. And the meanings in the scroll started to make sense. I eventually understood his own life and career choices as an expression of the principles he always lived up to, and the courage to do what he believed was right. His greatest teachings and lessons were always given by example. And Dad was a clear example of a life well lived and well taught, not just for himself, but to those around him. His life was an incredible tapestry also of constancy, because before me today, I see many dear, enduring friendships that spanned some a few decades. And among you are also many that he first knew in your youth, even nephews, nieces, grandnephews, grandnieces, that in my observations he also considered friends. You are each and every one of you the finest testament to his character. And nobody embodies this more than the woman who is to speak next. She is like family. So please join me in hearing from Celine.
最中意咧就係去位 uncle 屋企過夜，因為咧我可以同冰冰玩啦，佢有好多 lego 啦，跟住位 uncle 位 auntie 咧又會帶我哋去唔同地方玩，位 uncle 又會同我哋講笑。我記得嗰陣時我8歲到啦，我哋咧就喺架 lift 度上緊屋企，上緊5樓嘅屋企。跟住我同冰冰就喺度講一個電視節目叫做醒目仔時間。我哋好想做醒目仔，有得攞銀章、金章嘅。咁我喺度講嘅時候，位 uncle 就突然之間咧望住我哋，跟住撳住我哋兩個個頭，跟住喺度搓下搓下，跟住話：你哋兩個係論盡仔之爭。 我 uncle 就係咁樣，好識同我哋傾偈，好識同我哋講笑。大概13年前左右，我打電話去問候位 uncle 喎，咁講緊乜嘢咧？突然之間，佢問候翻我轉頭，佢話：你點啊？辛唔辛苦啊？你又大肚，又有個2歲嘅細路，又要翻工。我嗰陣時好感動，因為都好耐冇見，但係原來位 uncle 都可以咁設身處地咁樣去諗，去關心我。但位 uncle 就係咁樣噶啦，佢冇咩好大動作，冇咩大禮物，但係佢就用呢啲好細微嘅關心，去令到你知道佢係喺度守護住你、錫你。同時間，位 uncle 亦都係一個好關心我哋嘅世界、我哋嘅社會嘅人。佢每次做嗰啲大 project， 例如 indoor air quality 啊，例如 Hong Kong alternatives， 佢都會好積極咁樣去同我哋分享，有陣時仲叫埋我一齊去聽佢哋啲會。我有時聽位 uncle 講嘅咧，都聽唔明佢講好多嘢㗎，因為好深嘅其實好多都。但係我好欣賞嘅係佢對呢個世界嗰種關心，佢好決心要去令呢個世界、呢個社會變得更美好嗰個心。我諗我哋而家會話佢係一個好好嘅 global citizen， 但係我諗對位 uncle 嚟講咧，佢只係做緊一個好好嘅人。我好感激有位 uncle 喺我嘅生命。我真係好中意叫佢位 uncle， 因為我覺得可以做翻一個細路仔，可以俾佢攬住我，可以俾我坐喺佢膊頭。喺呢度，我同位 uncle 講咗好一次，位 uncle， 拜拜。
以下恭請李麗珍博士就位致悼詞。
唔好意思啊，我今朝用英文講，希望你哋冇介意。In the late 70s, I was with the company Coca-Cola. And the first time I met Ken was at the World Trade Center here in Causeway Bay. And he told me why he came to see me, because he was representing a very good quality company, Sharon World. So I knew right away I'm doing the right thing and I'm dealing with the Coca-Cola drink we call the real thing. And I can assure you that was the beginning of our bondage. Even though my name is Lee and his name is Wei, but we have something in common. And common in intellectual ability to appreciate nature, and also a good heart to extend our empathy, our humanity. So from the late 70s, our two families began to bond, and the bonding became stronger and stronger. Our two boys, David and Joseph, and also our daughter here, Celine, went to Darling Baby School in Taikushing. That was simply a long time ago. But the bonding between our two families never severed, never subsided. Our two families spent many holidays, many weekends hiking, exploring the Hong Kong countryside, just to appreciate the beauty of Hong Kong, and also to give each other a chance to share with Eugenia with Ken and to understand their personality, their complementary difference. And that's how I feel about Ken, my soul brother. He was such a humble person. He never really talked back. When Eugenia ran him down over dinner, smile, and maintain his cool. And I think something I never learned. So from that point of view, now I can see why he was such a nice human being. So when we talk about human being, we talk about humility, ability to maintain low profile and also maintain the mannerism. No matter whether you are PhD or BSD or whatever, you show respect. And that is something he and I share in common. But more than that, he also expressed his humanity. When we work on the Hong Kong alternative in the early 2000s, the West Kowloon reclaimed land was supposed to be for big-scale development for many purposes. Ken, along with myself and my good friend Karen here, and a few others, believe the waterfront belongs to Hong Kong people, belongs to the silent majority. So we pitch in our money to do a public opinion poll to show the government here in Hong Kong that the land should not be reclaimed and developed for another concrete jungle. And we were very happy the silent majority spoke. So that showed that we care about people, humanity shares. So from that point of view, he and I became stronger and bonding. So I always respect him as my soul brother. And I want you to know that phrase, Neng will never disappear from my mental picture. And the episode here by Robert Burns speak volume. And I want to share with the family my collective grief with you that we lost a very dear human being, to you, the father, and to me, my soul brother. But we shall always carry on.
以下恭請周淑萍女士就為致悼詞。
各位早晨，我係榮光太極健身學會，我叫 Connie。多謝維嘉嘅家人俾我時間喺呢一個韋師兄嘅追思會上面講幾句説話。喺2009年學會成立嗰時，韋師兄已經係本會嘅學會會長。喺2022年疫情肆虐嗰陣時，韋師兄提到佢嘅身體狀況唔太樂觀，佢同我哋多次提出想卸任會長一職，但係我哋一再婉拒，因為我哋有一個好天真嘅諗法，我哋覺得武林中人健在則人在，我哋希望太極班同學眾志成城，構建一個強大嘅氣場，為韋師兄撐多一陣，得一陣。呢幾年，每次喺太極班，從方方面面聽到韋師兄情況唔穩妥嘅消息，但係我哋 都冇氣餒。我哋堅信韋師兄以佢多年太極嘅修為，能夠以柔制剛，打勝每一場硬仗。韋師佢好叻，呢幾年我哋見證佢衝過一個又一個山，尤其是係2023年，韋太忽然間離開嗰一次打擊，我哋睇到佢迎難走過，佢真係好叻。我認識韋師兄有17年，如果計埋點頭之交，應該有20年。好多人都認為韋師兄都算係一身無憾，但其實人誰無憾啊？喺我觀察裏邊，其實我係隱隱睇到韋師兄一個少少嘅遺憾嘅。呢個係講緊喺1977年，佢上天台學太極嗰時，佢嘅師傅呢將佢界定為嗰啲唔打得嘅書生型格。我感覺韋師兄係唔服氣，佢遺憾同師傅相逢恨晚。假設早10年大家相遇，我估佢認為自己係可以做到師傅門下一個好打得嘅門生，文武雙全。我想同韋師兄講，喺文方面你有所作為，眾人皆見；而喺武方面，你修成正果，大器晚成。韋師兄，你絕對可以稱得上係文武雙全，係太極同學心目中嘅 Dr. Y 韋師兄，韋大俠。我要補充一句，其實佢中意人叫佢做韋少俠。多謝各位。
請羅乃珊女士就位，指導詞。 最後請韋基能博士長子韋業星先生作為致謝詞。
On behalf of our entire family, we appreciate you for being here today. Seeing so many friends and family members, and hearing from so many more the past few weeks who could not be here today, is the greatest tribute to the man we all loved. We have gathered here to mourn the loss of a father, father-in-law, brother, brother-in-law, uncle, family, friend, mentor, and a wise elder. We're here also to celebrate the rich and vibrant life that he led and the lasting impact he had on all of us. We are spending this time remembering a life defined by an extraordinary, innovative, and persevering man who was always looking forward. That was the epitome of a life well lived. He was a man of quite consistency, whose character was evident in every circle he entered. Dad's life was a masterclass in adaptations, starting with his journey from Hong Kong to Macau, to the University of Wisconsin-Purdue, and to the UK, and back to Hong Kong. He achieved a lot, striving to make everything better, whether it was a medication capsule, a building, a cultural park, the air we breathe, an idea, or his health. Dad also faced a few adversities in his life, the most recent being the acute myeloid leukemia. He tackled this incurable cancer head-on, with regular walks through Hong Kong Park and other places, as well as eating more heavily. When the walking became too much, he took his Tai Chi style and step challenges on the canopy terrace. He was a silent warrior, and he fought on. Ken, Galen, Dad, you taught us the power of a strong body, a sharp mind, and a dedicated heart. You set an incredible example of a life lived authentically and purposefully. You are principled. Your stable compass has been there for us and guided us throughout. You taught us that true wealth is measured not in possessions, but in the integrity of our actions, the loyalty of our friendships, and the depth of our character. We are profoundly grateful for the years we had with you. We love you, Dad. May you rest now in perfect peace and harmony. You have taught us how to have strength. You are a warrior. Our greatest comfort now is knowing that Dad and Mom, the two of you, are finally reunited. Rest now in peace. 感謝各位今日到嚟呢度，同我哋一齊懷念同埋送俾我嘅爸爸。 最大嘅安慰同支持。爸爸深情感受到大家嘅愛在，呢份情義，我哋將永遠記在心裏面。願我哋都帶住對佢呢個美好嘅回憶，繼續向前。爸爸，願你安息，永遠為你。
謝詞筆請家屬代表復位。各位親友，是日維基能博士生平追思會經已圓滿結束，來賓可以隨便請坐或自便請回。離開前可以上前與家屬握手慰問或致以祝福。現在宣布散會。